valiant stranger who has just burst into my life. I am the master of this house, Count Daeran Kale, myriad mellifluous monikers Arendea. No need to introduce yourself. I find remembering insignificant details, such as the name of passing acquaintances, such a bore.
Wow. Bona fide blue bloods and unparalleled aristocracy. All this makes me itch to do something really crass. Ooh, like blow my nose on the curtains.
What are you waiting for, my squamous squire? The curtains in this room are velvet, but we have some excellent silk ones with gold thread elsewhere in the house. Take your pick. My soft furnishings are yours to do with as you wish. I'm quite sick of the place, truly. I shall either sell it or burn it to the ground and build a new mansion in its place. Now that we've finished with the niceties, tell me this. How did all those thrice-damned demons end up at my soiree? I wanted to ask if you were joking, but your face tells me you are not. It seems as though Discari's occasion was altogether more of a crush than mine, if you will pardon the pun. As a child, I had my very own pony, but I always dreamed of having a lamb. I was never allowed one. Sheep were seen as peasant animals, utterly unsuitable for the scion of a noble line. The trauma haunts me to this day. I think of it every time I have roast lamb for dinner.
I'm sorry that happened to you. Such a sad story.
I had not even the slightest intention of upsetting such a lovely child.
I'm not lovely. Some people have even called me a scarecrow before.
That's patently absurd. Why, you can't possibly be a scarecrow with a crow following you around. I'm sorry if I failed to sate your curiosity. I loathe talking about myself to people I don't know, even more to those I do know. The only thing worth knowing, aside from the fact that I am highborn and filthy rich, is that I dislike Puritans and demons in equal measure. Well, perhaps demons a tad more. I have no friends here whose untimely demise I would care to mourn. The only alarming thing is how easily all this happened. I don't care for the thought that demons could come calling at my door at any moment. And just think, everyone had so much faith in the wardstones gifted by Iomede's herald, and in the might of our tamed dragon, as if there had been no Dresden or a dozen other routes where the demons overcame every defense.
The Arendes are one of the most ancient and noble families in Mendiv. They are related by blood to Queen Galfrey herself. The Count is the last remaining member of his dynasty. The rest all perished around 10 years ago. In the tragedy at the family seat, Heaven's Edge, the demons got past the defenses and massacred everyone inside.
I thank you for providing your friend with that helpful summary, my lady. I believe I've seen you before, with that hilarious buffoon Horgus Gwyrm. I sincerely hope you are not engaged in any kind of sordid arrangement with him. The thought of something so splendid in proximity to something so grotesque makes me feel quite ill. You deserve a better fate than that, no doubt.
Your civility knows no bounds, Count. I most assuredly do not have any arrangement with Master Gwyrm.
I thank you for the invitation, but I am not quite as desperate as I may seem. At times, it is better to be surrounded by the repugnant mugs of demons than the sour and dour physiognomies of Iomede's righteous paladins.
What about my physiognomy? Sour enough for his lordship? Don't worry, another few minutes with the dazzling Count here, and it'll sour like week-old milk.
What's this? An attractive paladin with a sense of humor? You're a veritable walking scandal. Either way, my mansion is now safe. I have a pair of half-decent guards. I just need to drag them out of the storeroom and bring them to their senses. I ordered them to drink a love potion, you see? For reasons which seemed extremely witty at the time and in the state of inebriation I then found myself in. They can guard the house while the valorous paladins beat back the demon assault. They will beat them back, yes? As regards myself, I feel like stretching my legs. I know rudimentary divine spells, I am no friend to demons, and I elevate any society that I deign to grace with my presence. I shall accompany you, only for a short time, of course. I have no desire to remain at the vanguard for a protracted period. What say you, my ephemeral but highly diverting acquaintance? After all, Lord Descari spoiled my party. I now burn with the desire to spoil his.
I don't like this guy much at all. Not even because of his personality, but just... I sense something dark about him.
I guess thumping him one next time he comes out with more aristocratic witterings is not allowed? All the more reason to take him with us. If we don't kill him, the demons surely will.
He has all these friends at his party, and he still looks so lonely. We can take him with us. Maybe it will make him feel better?
Don't ask me. Having him tag along would be like going for a nighttime stroll through the back alleys with a diamond tiara on your head. Even I don't like that kind of attention.
The Count's presence can only benefit us. I think we should say yes.
Capital. Good acquaintances that begin and end at just the right moment often leave the most pleasant memories. Wouldn't you say?
you wench! To mock me one last time? Go on, finish me! Drink my blood, devour my soul! Just get on with it. Let me die at last.
Staunton, light of my life, don't be so silly. I could never hurt you. I brought you away from the battle to save you. My love, you don't belong in this grubby city where everyone hates you. Come away with me. You know I have always loved you.
You lying filth! You have the gall to say that to my face? But it was you. It was all you. You're the reason I lost everything. You're the reason why everyone despises me!
So it was me who brought shame upon you in front of the people you called friends? It was me who mocked you year after year, spat on you, forced you to do dirty, demeaning work like you were a drudge, and not the bravest of knights. No, it was all of them, the Crusaders and their witless queen. If you remember the day Dresden fell, I asked you to be its new ruler. You refused, of course, you and your principles. But look what's become of you.
They talk about love, but they are really talking about a terrible disaster, like an earthquake, or a hurricane, or a shipwreck.
Perhaps there is another kind of love. But in my experience of love, if it doesn't feel like you've been through a shipwreck, then it's not worthy of the name. I sense the trap in your question. I take it you cast me in the role of the ship? You think I am doomed to be dashed against the rocks? And who will play the lucky rocks, I wonder? But to answer your question, I see myself as the wind. All this drama is beneath me.
My offer still stands. Come away from here, my love. You will rule Dresden as a king, and I will be your queen. Listen to this. The deceitful queen servant has the gall. Dearest, it's all...
Get back!
Curses! Stubborn as a mule. Never mind, my pet.
Do you have any other questions? Splendid. Ah, yes. We have one final matter to attend to. It should be rather enjoyable. Count, there you are. You received my instruction?
I did, though I did not have time to read the thing before I was dragged before your majesty. In truth, I was readying myself to depart.
No matter. I trust you will forgive your sovereign for the rather brusque summons, especially when you learn what prompted it. As you are aware, he has recently been appointed my Knight Commander of the Fifth Crusade. I spent a long while pondering whom to appoint to the highly sensitive post of Commander's Field Attaché and Advisor Plenipotentiary without portfolio. Congratulations, Count.
It is a great honor, I suppose.
I knew you would approve, Commander. I had my doubts about whether you were ready for such a responsibility, Count, but your conduct in Kenobris has put my mind at ease. So, you will travel with the troops to Dresden. Only the commander may remove you from your post, but I trust that you will dutifully fulfill his orders and make a good showing of yourself. Especially since word of your appointment, Count, will reach the court at any moment. All of Mendev's nobility will be following your successes in service to the nation, including all of your devoted admirers. I even heard that one bard with whom you are particularly friendly has already begun composing a ballad to honor your heroic participation in the crusade and your faithful service to the commander here.
Your largesse truly knows no bounds, dear cousin. I am most gratified by the honor you have shown me.
Then let's get going. May Ayomade help us.
My not so numerous, but nonetheless dearest guests. About a year ago at my last birthday party, I assured you all that I nurtured a deep-seated hatred for boring people who give protracted speeches in the misplaced belief that their inner thoughts are of any interest to anyone but themselves. Now I am a whole year older and also a full-fledged crusader, an honorable position that requires me to be as dull, pedantic, and vexing as I possibly can. Therefore, a speech it is. The revered cleric Nestrin, my guardian and tutor, often told me that those who live a sinful life may expect to join the abyssal hordes after they die. This is why their path is the most despicable of all. A part of their soul may return to Mendev in the abominable form of a demonic invader. Every time we see a demon, we might as well think about it. What if this wretched creature used to be your great-great-grandfather? What if certain parts of this pointy-tailed beauty used to belong to your pious cousin? They say that the demons represent the sins of the souls they are made of. Succubi emerge out of lustful souls. Vandals turn into Abracandilu. Gluttons become Nabasu. I, for one, am determined to commit as many different sins as possible, so that the distributive mechanism of the abyss breaks when it tries to decide what to do with my soul. You, my dearest guests, will be my assistants in this complicated task. Eat, drink, and indulge yourselves in whatever vices you can. Let nobody leave this house as righteous as they entered it. Live every day like it's your last. After all, nobody knows when that day will arrive, do they?
Accent, yes.
Are slaughtering us! How can this be?
Stop talking! Fight!
There! That's what happens to cowards! Get it together, you maggots, and we'll destroy them!
Quiet! Don't make me mad!
There they are! There they are! They're coming. Now, I've been on their side from the very beginning, even before the Queen.
Shut your mouth! They didn't come here to talk. They came to die.
We're finished!
Stop, you cat!
This demon is more dangerous than anything we've encountered here before. Let's attack together. This is our chance.
Death to the mortals!
When some people are in love, they pretend not to be. They even pretend not to like the person they're in love with. It's so weird.
I haven't the faintest idea to whom you could possibly be referring.
follow my lead.
Rifts are usually chaotic and unstable. That's why I've been plagued by one question. How could demons have created a stable, permanent passage from the abyss here in the World Wound? And as I stare into the flames of the rift itself, the answer still eludes me. What is the secret to this canker festering at the very heart of our world? How can we heal it?
My friends and comrades, the time has come for us to discuss something of the utmost importance. It is here, on the threshold of the abyss, that I must announce an important decision before you all. But first, we shall talk about you, Commander, about how well you have discharged the duties I entrusted to you.
My righteous sister in faith, must these discussions take place now at such a moment? The enemy is watchful, and its forces are great. That is what we must turn our attention to, not scrutinizing our fellow crusaders.
In the 100 years that this war has lasted, not a day has gone by when I haven't thought about how we can win it. That is precisely why we cannot delay the conversation any longer. I'm afraid so. I cannot delay this. A commander's absolute priority is leading the Crusader armies, and I cannot help but notice that you have handled this part of your responsibilities well. I cannot but notice your strange choice of companions. The good gods teach us to seek the light even in the darkest soul, and to believe in redemption. But it is one thing to believe in the good intentions of a murderous succubus, and, for example, send her to a temple of Desna to be cared for by experienced priests. But it is another matter entirely to take the demon with you to the front lines, where one well-timed stab in the back could put a tragic end to our entire Crusader cause. It is unthinkably reckless.
With all due respect, my lady, Arushale has proven herself to be a faithful and reliable comrade. She has fought bravely for us, and we both want to see the demons defeated. Is there any reason to reproach the commander for accepting her into our party?
You can find reasons aplenty in any Mendevian cemetery, Sealer. Each one is full of the graves of those who were deceived by demons. This would sound like mere bravado from anyone else, but you are closer to the light than most of my comrades. You might actually be able to see the light in others.
Thank you. I can't believe you really said that.
I also wish to mention what you did with Iomede's banner, the Sword of Valor. This sacred relic, handed to you to defend the city against the demons, has become a reflection of you. I do not know how you managed to distort its features, but I cannot overlook it. I only pray that Iomedae will forgive us all for this most improper treatment of her relic. That is all I wish to say. And now, to summarize. Well, apart from the matter of the succubus in your party, which we have just clarified, I find nothing unworthy in the manner in which you have fulfilled your responsibilities. Which is why it pains me all the more to announce that I am relieving you of your post. You are no longer the leader of the Fifth Crusade. Contrary to my wishes.
This is why I always take payment up front. The customers become very shifty when everything is done.
I deeply respect the desire to bring discipline to the Crusades, but not all the accusations you leveled at the commander are guided by that desire.
My righteous sister, you are entitled to make such a decision, but please reconsider whether this is the right one. He is not just the Crusade commander. He is our hope, our only hope.
Our only hope is he? I see you do not value me or the other heroes of the Crusade very highly, my righteous brother and comrade. Forgive me. I overreacted. You are doubtlessly right, my brother. As are you. I shall let you retain the formal title of leader of the Crusade. It would be wrong to take it from you. But I shall still be taking over command of the armies. Hold your objections. There is a reason for this. The Hindrian crystals were brought here to Galarian through this rift. I shall do everything to ensure this route is blocked from now on. I shall destroy all the paths from the Midnight Fane to Dresden, blocking the passages with rocks if I have to, so that demons passing through this indestructible rift cannot descend upon the city. This is a forced measure. I am doing this for the safety of Dresden. But this won't solve the problem. We must track the demon's path and settle this issue once and for all. And that means venturing into the abyss. No one but you, with your unique power, can handle this task. That is why I shall take over the command of the Crusader armies, and you will journey forth on this great mission.
It will mean that one day I see another...
Correct. I imagine I'll be up to the top.
Don't worry about that. I will go with you, and I know the secrets of traveling between planes. I have also been to the Abyss before, and I have fought the beasts that dwell there. My sword and my experience will help you on this mission.
Wait a moment. And where is this lexicon of paradox now? I would also like to take a look at it. Thank you. This knowledge could prove very important. We may even use it to deal with the world wound itself. I shall have my finest court mages examine this book. I understand how hard it is for you to trust me, now that I have tasked you with venturing into the abyss itself. I thank you.
We will go to the Abyss side by side, champion, and Dresden will greet us with jubilation on the day of our return.
Wish me luck as well. Until next we meet.
victory is
This
certain.
will be the stuff of legend.
Because it is akin to an elusive prey. It beckons to you, then slips away, then beckons again and escapes again. Not that I'm complaining, but I doubt the Inquisition will ever leave me alone. And I am no more free now than I was when the other had me by the throat. But that's all right. I somehow managed to survive the last 10 years. I suppose I shall survive a few more at least. Let's postpone this conversation till we are back at camp or somewhere else safe. Apologies, but I'm too exhausted now to talk about it. First, I need to convince myself that it's all over. There is one last thing I'd like to tell you before we go. Even though things didn't work out as I should have liked, I'm still grateful to you. At least for liberating me from those otherworldly entities. I do not think anyone else in the entire world could have done that for me. And even if they could, I doubt they would have wanted to. It feels nice to no longer be a hole through which some supernatural monsters are trying to crawl into this world. As for what happens next, we shall have to wait and see. I came to talk. I feel like I'm falling into a bottomless well. I never expected that freedom could be so overwhelming. Am I making any sense at all, or not? You see, I spent 10 years of my life with that shadow looming over me. I taught myself to enjoy every single moment, because there was no telling when it would all be ripped away from me. But now the shadow is gone, and I don't know how to go on with my life, how to dream, how to breathe. I am utterly adrift. Help me. I am woefully bad at sharing my feelings. A noble upbringing doesn't prepare one for that kind of thing. Good comportment doesn't necessarily entail lying, but it does require one to keep up appearances at all times, even if you feel awful or frightened or lonely. No and no again. We do not always agree on various matters, but I still feel that we understand each other and that you care about me. You helped me to get rid of fear, loneliness, and the fear of loneliness. Oh, I cannot say I found a way to ignore them completely. You know, the denizens of the north sometimes go on long journeys over the frozen seas or lakes to hunt or fish. They have to spend nights out on the ice. That's how I used to feel. I lived my life minding my own business, spending time with the person who meant a lot to me, but there, beyond the paper-thin barrier, darkness and death were always waiting. You do. Almost from the off, I began to think that this crusade business wasn't so terrible, and that this commander person wasn't as beastly as I'd thought. Then I realized that it would displease me if something happened to him, and I wished I could warn you about the other. I wanted to let you know that I might be a source of danger, but doing so could have provoked an attack, so I decided to speak only at the last moment. I tried my best. What makes you think I do? It was a foolish stunt, but completely sincere. It seemed to me, I just wanted to write something like that to you. It is amazing how you managed to see right through me, all the way down to my worst fears. And it's even more amazing that they don't put you off. Oh, I even recall why I said that back then. I did not wish you to think that I was like them, the demons. They know even less about genuine affection than they do about genuine pleasure. I could lie, like I did in the arena back then, and say that I was just afraid that I wouldn't be able to get out of the abyss without your help. But I don't want to lie anymore. Yes, I was worried. Terrified would be a better word. Yes, I remember that. Damn it, I spent so long turning over your words in my head, trying to figure out what they meant. And I dared not believe it was a hint that you knew everything and stood ready to help me. I rather expected that anyone who learned my secret would hand me over to the Inquisition and burn me at the stake. Unless, of course, my supernatural keepers decided to finish me off before that. All right, that's enough. I must confess that I like to listen to you talking about me, about us. But I am starting to fear these feelings. I fear I shall be washed away by them like driftwood carried off by a wave. I did drive myself into this trap. I should have fled as soon as the other took their last breath. You are the most dangerous creature I have ever faced. Do I trust you? Like no one else. Do I love you? Probably. I probably do, yes. And now stop tormenting me. I've been speaking from the heart without a single hint of sarcasm for far too long. I'm not used to it. I actually think I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded. Take me with you no matter where you go, and teach me how to breathe again.
Your secret or about your feelings for the commander.
And my lips shall remain sealed. Everyone can carry on thinking of me as the cynical rake. There's only one person whose opinion I care about, and they know the truth. The rest of the world can go hang.
The glow that people who really love each other have. How come?
Perhaps we do not glow. Instead, we burn. Hot. Do not worry your little head about it, Ember. You will not understand, nor should you. last, this irksome crusade is drawing to a close. All right, it hasn't been that irksome. All in all, it was a fine adventure, and the company was more than adequate. The most important outcome of today, of course, will be that I shall be immortalized in works of art depicting the Fifth Crusade as the most attractive crusader. No, my darling, I am not afraid. I have seen you emerge unscathed from every calamity and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat too many times to count. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but all will be well. Oh, that's what you think, is it? Allow me to remedy that. See? I can be quite demonstrative when I wish. And now everyone knows we're involved. What else can I do to make my feelings known? Shall I dance a jig before the troops? Do you think that would raise morale? Oh, that reminds me. I keep forgetting to ask. What would you say to adding yet another title to your procession of pompous appellations? How does Lord Arendea strike you? Well, that's all I need to hear to know that today will be a roaring success. Although I wouldn't be opposed to also hearing the words, "We captured Threshold, we won!" And to the victory feast, I trust?
Know that I will be happy to welcome you into heaven after your earthly deeds are completed, if you so desire.
They are waiting for you there, in the halls of heaven, where true angels belong.
The legions of heaven are in need of a new commander. Someone who will defend the innocent and remain steadfast in the face of evil. Will you accept my invitation? The gates of heaven await your arrival. It's all over. The world wound is closed, and Discari has been destroyed. The rasping rifts no longer have a demon lord, but a new monster could lay claim to this realm. Is there anything else you would like to do before we leave this abode of evil and horror? Let this be a lesson to every demon lord. They cannot torment the mortal world with impunity. Commander, today you have achieved the greatest victory of all. Your crusade is over, but your story is not finished. Your future awaits. Your glory will live on through the ages.
Вот и подошел к концу счастливый финал с Дейраном. Я вас долго задерживать не буду, поскольку все свои мысли касательно всего чудесного мальчика высказала в предыдущем видео с его нейтральной концовкой. Там же я показала небольшой гайд для достижения счастливого финала, который вы сейчас и посмотрели. Единственное, что я скажу, дабы совсем не оставлять вас без заключительных слов, это почему я считаю данную концовку счастливой и больше всего подходящей для добрых командоров, которые романсили Дейрана. Я просто слышала некоторое мнение, что, мол, да с чего же это вдруг хороший финал для Дея, если за ним теперь Инквизиция будет бегать, и он не получил долгожданной свободы. Я объясню свою точку зрения, вы можете согласиться или же нет, тут дело исключительно ваше. Во-первых, в счастливой концовке он не находится под надзором Инквизиции, потому что Летер лично поручается за Дейрана, оставляя на попечении командора. Пока Дей с ним все в порядке и никаких к нему претензий. А данный финал можно получить, находясь в исключительно очень хороших и доверительных отношениях. То есть Дей остается под присмотром либо своего очень хорошего друга, либо возлюбленного. Я не думаю, что вы назовете нахождение рядом с близким для вас человеком надзором. Во-вторых, я не совсем понимаю, почему некоторые решили, будто Дейран теперь всю жизнь будет находиться под пристальным взором Инквизиции. Я лично считаю, что те просто хотят убедиться в безопасности самого Арендея и окружающих. Так сказать, подтвердить, что чужак не вернется, а его место не займет какая-нибудь очередная страшная сущность. Да и сам Дейран останется в стабильном психическом состоянии. Это может занять несколько лет, но после Инквизиция явно найдет, на кого свой взор обратить более пристально. Обратите внимание, что я упомянула психическую нестабильность, и неспроста, ибо я считаю, что в его нейтральной концовке Дейран меняет мировоззрение, и его психика подвергается изменению не в положительную сторону. Сейчас объясню, что я имею в виду. У Дея очень много концовок, но истинно положительными, если не считать секретные, можно назвать лишь 3. Первое – это главный герой жертвует собой, закрывая язву. В этом случае Дейран становится чуть ли не вторым угольком, помогая нуждающимся и ценя жизнь. Но, пожалуйста, покажите мне хотя бы одного человека, который добровольно шагнул в язву вместо Арилу, сделав это своим канонным прохождением, а не чисто ради просмотра концовки. Вторая – это исключительно путь Эона и предотвращение открытия язвы в принципе. В этом случае мама Дейрана остается жива, воспитывает его очень добрым, совестливым, праведным и приятным молодым человеком. Но это, опять же, безумно трагичная концовка, правда уже с точки зрения вашего главного героя. К тому же я не считаю это возможным канонным исходом, ибо тогда других игр в серии Pathfinder просто не будет. Ну и, наконец, третье – это секретная концовка с Вознесением. Дейрана обожествляют, а он успешно игнорирует мольбы своих последователей. Как себя Дейран ведет в этом финале, не особо ясно, так что будем считать, что тут тоже обошлось без кровавостей и затаенной тьмы, вызванной психологическими проблемами. Эти 3 финала достигаются сюжетно и не требуют лишних телодвижений. А вот концовка с Инквизицией потребует от вас выборов и определенного уровня отношений. Если у вас хорошие и доверительные отношения с Дейраном, но вы не выполнили необходимых условий для счастливого финала, Дей добровольно отдается в руки Инквизиции, где из него делают овоща. Это плохая концовка. Если у вас вообще плохие отношения с Дейраном, и вы пытаетесь его всучить Летру, он убивает Инквизицию сам, и это его ломает окончательно. Его мировоззрение меняется на хаотичное зло, делая юношу садистом и маньяком. Он превращается во вторую камелию. Это вообще самый мерзкий финал из всевозможных. Ну а его счастливый мы сейчас обсуждаем. Так почему же я считаю нейтральную концовку тоже не очень хорошим финалом? Это не сказано напрямую, но вот этот финал с убийством Летра явно намекает на то, что Дей точно так же сменил свое мировоззрение на Chaotic Evil. Та свобода, которую он получил, сыграла с ним злую шутку вседозволенности. Он психологически стал развращеннее, холоднее, жестче. В его душе поселилась тьма. Он прибег ко злу. Но это же чистое описание хаотика. Может, не так кроваво и прямолинейно, когда вы буквально ломаете его психику, сдвигая мировоззрение, но здесь это также прослеживается. Если вы играете за демона, дьявола, до того же трикстера, ну ладно, это еще можно как-то понять. Главное, что при романе он остается полностью верен ГГ. Но я была откровенно в шоке и очень расстроена от этой концовки, когда впервые ее получила. Я старалась отыгрывать доброго, помогающего командора, и это изменение в Дее мне было как обухом по голове. Я тупо не понимала, почему так. Он столько сражался с демонами, убивал, видел смерть, так почему именно убийство Летра его так пошатнуло? Поразмыслив над этим спустя время, теперь я могу примерно догадаться, что случилось. Дейран психически нестабилен. И смерть невинного человека спустила его с поводка. Он почувствовал вседозволенность, безнаказанность, власть. Чужак, по сути, был его сдерживающим поводком. Он его лишился и, к сожалению, выбрал темную дорожку. Поэтому лишь концовка, что продолжает держать его в рамках норм, спасает юношу от усугубления его психического разрушения. Ему нужно окрепнуть, стабилизировать свое состояние, а не бросаться с головой в открывшуюся вседозволенность. Да, это значит присматривать, это значит лишить чего-то, взять в свои руки решение чужой судьбы. Это может звучать жестко, но если это поможет важному для вас человеку в будущем, нельзя просто закрыть глаза, пустив все на самотек. Вот вы меня сейчас слушаете и можете сказать: так у него злое мировоззрение, что ты от него хочешь? Пусть развлекается. Ребят, мировоззрение не заключает персонажа исключительно в эти рамки. Да, это определенная характеристика, которой герой будет больше придерживаться. Но злой персонаж не обязательно сразу же маньяк-садист. У него тоже есть разные грани характера. Он больше эгоист, он ищет для себя выгоду, он может быть саркастичным и вредным. Это взгляд на мир, сформированный жизненными обстоятельствами. У Дейрана это гибель мамы в раннем возрасте, заточенная в нем сущность и жестокий мир аристократии, в котором ему пришлось выживать. Но это никак не оправдывает проблемы в голове. И отличный тому пример Камелия. Она просто серийник с любовью к чужим страданиям и смерти. При всем при этом вы можете завязать с ней роман. Регел тоже персонаж злого мировоззрения, но в нем есть уважение к вышестоящим, понимание чести и долга, борьба за правильные вещи. Так вот и Дейрану не нужно менять свое нейтрально-злое мировоззрение. Никто не просит его становиться пушистым щеночком. У него есть свои слабости, которые он показывает единицам. Это воспоминания о маме и непоколебимая любовь к командору, если вы его романсите. Злые герои вполне могут ощущать заботу и желание защищать то, что дорого именно им. И в романе Дейрана вы принимаете эту его сторону. Однако его медленное превращение во вторую камелию делает его уже другим человеком. И вот об этом я толкую. Приведу очень грубый пример, но так будет легче всего понять. Представьте, что человек долгое время пил и начал осознавать, что он превращается в алкоголика. Решил закодироваться, долгое время боролся с собой и вроде как смог встать на правильную дорожку. Прошло время, он завершил лечение, и тут ему предлагают выпить, отметить, так сказать, выздоровление. Тот, у кого психика и воля покрепче, скажет: «Нет, не буду. Я решил начать новую жизнь, а это может вернуть меня обратно к той яме, из которой я так старательно вылезал». Другой же, более слабовольный, с расшатанной психикой и без человека, который бы его остановил, ответит: «А давай!» и пустится во все тяжкие, не просто вернувшись в состояние декодировки, но и усугубив его. У Дейрана примерно такая же ситуация. К большому сожалению, даже находясь рядом с командором, он теряется в открывшейся ему свободе и выбирает путь саморазрушения. Он в нем счастлив, но это точно не приведет его к хорошему финалу. В концовке же, где вы Летра не убиваете, Дэй звучит не очень счастливо, из-за чего можно посчитать себя виноватым, мол, вы отняли у него свободу, которую он так желал. Но это ему же на благо. Порой приходится принимать трудные, но необходимые решения за человека, который вам не безразличен. Как я и сказала раньше, если вы отыгрываете злой, нейтральный мифический путь, то нейтральный финал Дейрана, я думаю, вашего командора устроит. Ведь самое главное, что он непоколебимо любит и остается рядом. Так что да, это нейтральный конец. Его вполне можно таковым назвать. Но я со своим Азатой и Ангелом с таким концом смириться не могла. Поэтому Азатой Дэй вознесся, а Ангелом стал потихоньку восстанавливать психику. Вот такое у меня мнение насчет финалов Дейрана и объяснение, почему данную концовку я считаю правильной, необходимой для самого Дейрана и его психики. Вы можете быть со мной абсолютно не согласны, это ваше право, тем более, что я ни в коем случае не профессиональный психолог и лишь высказываю свою точку зрения. В любом случае, пишите в комментариях, что вы думаете о таком финале, согласны с ним или нет. Я с интересом выслушаю любое мнение. Ну, а на этом я заканчиваю. Спасибо, что были со мной, и до встречи в других видео.